Paul, it felt like a day where everybody was waiting for something to happen rather than something being made to happen.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair to say. We're sitting trying to think, what can we do differently? Can we make changes system-wise? Can we make changes personnel-wise? It just wasn't one of them days for football, was it? It wasn't. I certainly wasn't a day for us for football anyway. I don't know. It's really hard to put my finger on it because it was horrible to watch. Fair play to the over 5,000 people coming in and staying with us. Because I've got to say, the fans were the only ones who had a bit of life at the end. We certainly didn't, and that's the disappointing thing. So it's a missed opportunity. That we had a great opportunity today. We could have got ourselves 3 points, got ourselves into a position where where it makes it a brilliant week. We've had an okay week. 5 points. I'm sure some people would be satisfied with 5 points, but I think it's a missed opportunity today.
I mean, I don't know if this is I don't know if it's an accusation or something we can level, but have we left so much at Newport and Grimsby that we didn't have it today?
Well, we certainly didn't have it today. I'm not going to make excuses about travelling and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's what the fixture lists have made us do, so we just have to get on with it. It just looked like one game too many this week, that we weren't able to go and lift ourselves. And the disappointing thing was, we had a rest day, we had a recovery day on Thursday, and then we had a training session on Friday, which was excellent. They really did train well, they looked lively, and you come into the game thinking, wow, this could be good. If we can start that way, we've got a hell of a chance here against the Crewe side who are just struggling a little bit, but we've allowed them to look a good football team today. We've allowed them to bring balls down, and we've allowed them to play football. We weren't front foot enough. So maybe there was a little bit of fatigue there. Maybe there was a little bit of a lack of belief that we could go and win the game, which I don't know why that's the case with the results that we've picked up so far, with the way we've gone about it. And I suppose the only bonus we can take out of it is the fact that we didn't lose the game. But we've had two teams today who, I think I'm right in saying from my memory, either team has only had one shot each. Jordan Gibson had a shot from 25-30 yards, the keeper's had to save, and I think Thomas had one save to make. Apart from that, that net will, you'll be able to just fold that up and put that straight away. There'll be no having to wipe anything down out there.
What do you say to them at full time after something like that, where you know there could have been more to come from them?
The one thing I've said is that you have to do it every day, every game. You have to do it. If you want to achieve something, there's no days off. There's no resting on it. You can't go and win at Grimsby and have a really strong performance and then come at home and not go and perform, because this was an opportunity for us to get an extra 2 points on top of the one that we've got, and I can't have a go at them. You know that I just don't think we've had any spark today, even from the finishers who've come on. There's no spark whatsoever. And one of your first things you said was we're all waiting for something to happen. And if you've got something about you as a team, somebody jumps up and makes it happen, and we haven't today.
In that technical area, it's probably not something to level at yourselves. You did do the Mellish switch, the change of formation, the tweaks. You were trying to make something come from what was on the pitch.
Yeah, we were, and let's be honest, I'm sure the players were as well. I'm sure they didn't want to be flat. I'm sure they didn't want to have a performance with no energy. I suppose it's easy to say, sometimes it happens, but we don't want it to happen. We should have had enough about us today to be able to go and give them a problem. Sadly, we haven't, and I'm sitting here now trying to think of reasons, but I'm stopping myself because they're all going to sound like excuses, and I don't want to do that.
I mean, here we are, sat ninth in the table. We've just had a clean sheet. We're unbeaten, one defeat in the league all season. I'm sounding negative. Isn't that a good thing? Doesn't that show that the expectation that we've all got now?
Yeah, it does. It does a little bit, but I think if you want to stay in those places, you have to win today. That's the big thing. You have to. You know, we've had a good start, and I said this on Thursday when I spoke to you, that if I'd have been offered this start in well, certainly in February when I first come in, then in June and July, if I'd have been offered this start, I'd have probably took it. I'd have snapped your hands off. But I just think the way that we have gone about these first 10 games before today, they've not always been brilliant. I'm not sitting here saying we've been absolutely outstanding, but I think we're scratching the surface of being a decent side. Today we just haven't done it really. I think we've disappointed, all of us, and we'll all have to go away and have a look at it. I'll have to go and have a look and wonder whether I should have changed it, should have put some fresh legs into it. I just thought that the lads who played on Tuesday deserved to go again, and maybe I've got to learn from that.
I mean, you said that before kick-off, but the way the lads have played, it would have been almost impossible to change that. I know as a manager you can, but you've got to go with a team that's playing as well as what they did.
Yeah, you do, yeah. It's, I suppose with hindsight, which is always easy, isn't it, with hindsight, it was probably a lack of freshness that we had today, and I probably should have realised that. But as I said earlier, the training yesterday were excellent. Everybody looked really bright and really lively, and then we've come into it today and it's just been really flat. A difficult afternoon. Thankfully, we've taken a point. You know, every time me and Gav were speaking on the sideline, we're saying, look, what about if we do this? What about if we do that? And then we're saying, let's just get through. Let's get through to half time and hope that the second half's different and better. Then it was, let's get through to the end. Let's not concede from the set play. Make sure we do our jobs properly. And thankfully, we've done that. We've taken a point, and we might have to just be thankful for that.
I mean, going back to that first question, I swear I'm saying it felt like we were all waiting, but it's because it never felt we were going to lose that game. It's almost like, well, go on, then go and take it.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't like that for me in the technical area, because I'm stood there thinking, if we don't get our finger out, we are going to lose it, and then it's a proper problem. I just think we didn't. I mean, the first half, I think the wind that was there first half certainly affected our quality on the ball, because we kept putting things in the air, kept blowing back, we didn't have any quality there. Second half, there's no excuse about that. We didn't string the passes together, we didn't create the chances, we didn't have the energy about us, the front-footedness that we've had over the first part of the season. And we need to get it back for next weekend in what will be a tough game away from home.
What do you do this week when there isn't the midweek fixture? Do you get something planned in, or is it a case of training and recovery?
Well, we've always had it planned. It's a training week. We're going to give them a couple of days to rest as well, but we're going to work them this week. It's an opportunity to get a couple of days of good work into them. Let them rest. A couple of days of good work. And final day of preparation for Hartlepool, and it's a case of building up on Amari and Morgan's fitness. It's a case of giving Ryan Edmondson and Ben Barclay even more football training, which they've done another session today. So they're going really well and on track, and it's a case of just trying to get them freshened up, ready to go. We're not in a difficult position. We're not in a crisis here. We're in a good position, a very, very good position, I would say. The players have done absolutely magnificent so far this season. What I don't want is it to fall away because we don't have the energy and we haven't got the spark to be able to go and keep it going and move on.
With our luck so far, I'm expecting you to say that Callum's on a stretcher and you've dialed 999.
Well, I'll be honest with you, all I know is he rolled his ankle. I've no idea how bad. He wasn't in the treatment room at the end there, he was in the change room, which I think is probably a good sign. It's too early to say. I mean, Sonny Hilton left Newport last week and I had him in mind to be playing on Tuesday night, and then on Sunday I find out he's out for possibly 6 to 8 weeks. So I don't really know on Callum, if I'm going to be honest with you. Which is a shame because he's done really well in midfield. I thought first half he was the one who tried to get it down and play. Let's wait and see.
And Arian Morgan on the bench, that looks better when you turn around and you start to think, what am I going to do?
Well, they certainly give you options, yeah. And that's not me being disrespectful to Ryan Carr and to Jack Ellis, but I want senior players on the bench as much as we possibly can to give us options. I consider them to be starters, so when they are on the bench, there's certainly going to be somebody who can come on and affect the finish of a game. We just need some more. We need some more to be pushing and maybe give me a stronger hint that I can freshen it up when it needs be. I didn't feel Amari and Morgan were 100% enough to start the game today, but they certainly give me some good options, especially with another week of training in them.
Same for Ben and Ryan, they could add to that group next week.
Yeah, they could. It's probably, if I'm honest, it's probably a little bit early for Ben because he's been out a long time. Ryan Edmondson, maybe. He might come into my thinking. I'll see how he goes over the week. Let's just dust ourselves down from this one today and come back in next week ready to go again.
I'm going to finish with something I'm going to repeat. I've sounded really negative in this interview, and it's bizarre, isn't it, when you look at where we are in the table and how well we've done.
Yeah, no, we have done really well so far. I'm delighted with the players, delighted what they've done so far this season. We just need them to start showing more leadership, more spark in games, starting games like we did at Grimsby on Tuesday night, and we need to keep building on it. We're in a good position after 11 games. We can make it a very, very good position if we keep building.
Thank you.